Okay, I think it's working now. Okay, I think it's working now. Let me just see. I think I'm back. For some reason, I stopped the stream so then I could check it back, and apparently I'm still not seeing any of the chat in the background. I don't know. Yeah, for some reason I don't see the chat. I don't see the chat in in the past video. Don't know what I'm doing wrong. Hello. Can you see the chat in the other live stream? I trust I put I checked. I made sure. Thought I made sure that the chat relay was on. This is. Hmm, hmm. For example, in most live streams, when the live stream ends, you can still see what was going on in the chat beforehand. Try to see how I can. This won't help at all. Hmm. Yeah, see, I'm right here. I'm watching my other live stream that was just done an hour ago, and I don't see the live chat. Why won't it work? Let me see. I'm trying to find. I'm not on Google this. I really want to talk about this last year. Let's see. Why? I think it's working now. No, I'm talking about like in my first time. I don't know. I'm bad at explaining it. For example, when you're trying to live stream, there's a chat bar saying live chat. This one right here on my screen, and then the live chat replay, where say the stream ends, you could rewatch the entire thing and see the chat as it's going. For some reason, it's not doing that for me. Like in the last live stream, I just ended it like for like a few minutes ago. Yeah, I have live chat replay on my thing. It's not working. Let's see. I made sure this was public. After a live stream, YouTube needs the time to process the video, including the chat. So it might not be immediately visible. That's nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense. Let me see if my first live stream ever had anything. No, because I forgot to turn it on the first time. That was my bad. But I'm just trying to make sure I do I'm trying to make sure I do this right. Yeah, see, I don't see any live stream behind it. This is nonsense. Hmm. Maybe on the newest one. I'm going to see if. Let's see. Hmm. Well, anyways, while I'm trying to work this out, what do you think? What good do you think happened during this year? Hmm. God, YouTube is so confusing. But did you know? Oh, I had checked on something real quick. Turns out it was nothing. You know how dogs are. They barked at the door for a while, but then you looked and no one was there. But I'm trying to see how I can get the live chat replay on. I'm trying to make sure, but it's not working properly. What the hell? Yeah, it's on this live stream, but the recording of my other one, it's not working. And that's true. I don't want to do tech support, but my problem is that when I stop this live stream for the recording, you won't see you won't see the live chat. You won't see the chat for some reason. I don't know why it won't work. But anyway, so yeah, what do you think was one of the good things that happened this year? Let's. Well, I think the only good thing that really happened this year was that Trump won the election, 312. Let's say I have this on. I have reactions on Pepper Chat. I don't know what that means. Live recording. Well, there was Christmas, but I would say maybe Mayor Eric Adams having the indictments, but then again, that could play into our hand, and that could, but then again, that might not be good news because then if he is indicted, then well, for some reason, I think Trump sees a potential ally in Eric Adams because now Eric Adams knows how it feels to have your home raided and have your tech stuff confiscated and to have nonsense indictments, you know. But yeah, I don't see anything else that could have been good. My birthday, no, that wasn't a good thing. Share screen, no, share, edit, no, that's not it. God, I want to make sure that I actually do this properly, but no, this just won't work for me. Well, since you're here, I might as well talk about what happened this past year. Well, first off, what started out was me going to Florida for my vacation. That was nice. And then I had to deal with the primary system for the Republican National Committee. You know, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, Chris Christie, you know, Party Pig. And then, you know, not much really happened. A few hurricanes and tornadoes here and there. I think I think maybe something else happened. I just don't know. I'm trying to remember all of the nonsense from this year. Let's see what else happened. Well, I know that can't really think of something off the top of my tongue. But I do know that the anticipation for who would be Trump's running mate, I made a lot of videos about that. I think I did a short describing who would be his VP choice. But other than that, April was when I started my late April is when I had my epiphany to make America clean again. Yes, I know I talked about that in the last live stream, but I really want to go into depth in this one. I started out with only gloves and a garbage bag, but over time I did get a bucket and a grabber. And at first, I only went out once a week, or at least twice a week in the mornings. But after a while, I got used to it and I somewhat enjoyed it. It was something for me to do. Go out, be active, clean up my city. It was just something for me to do, and I was actually looking forward to it every single morning. It was like, getting up really early before the sun rises and see how the world looks before the sunrise. And I did meet some people on the way. Most of them were just dog owners walking the dogs. I saw many dogs while I was picking up trash. Big dogs, medium-sized dogs, small dogs, white dogs, thin dogs, tall dogs, straight dogs, and I love dogs. I love dogs. I mean, what's not love about them? They're cute and adorable, they're big and handsome, they're cute and adorable, they're fluffy. What's not to love about dogs? But some people have a problem with some dogs, namely pit bulls. Some people think that all pit bulls are dangerous, evil creatures. But then don't even mention Dobermans, Rottweilers, and Poodles. Yes, Poodles, they are very ratty dogs. Ratty as in not like tiny rat dogs. I mean, they can be very bratty and very violent. That and a Dalmatian dog. Dalmatians, they always go for the throat. But I like hot dogs. But as I was picking up trash, I also met some of my fellow neighbors. And that's when I got the idea to ask them questions. Might as well picking up garbage as I go along. Some of them I became close friends with. One of them even recognized me when I was on the news. Remember, I was actually on Facts and Friends, not in the studio. I will never go to New York. But yeah, I was on Facts and Friends for only a brief 5 seconds when they were here in North Dakota at Randy's Two Diner, and I said I was wearing my other suit, my nice 3 button up one, not this one. This is a double breasted one with my nice red tie. You might have seen me do a few videos on it. I think my first video with this setup was that video where I basically mocked all those who doubted me that I could become big. And I was big for a while. Many people from back home said, "Is that him on the news? Is that him on the news? Holy shit, is that him on the news?" It was me on the news. And that was that was nice. I had to walk 2 miles to the place, but it was fine. I got to see the city in the middle of the night. It was almost magical. I don't think many other people can relate to me with that one. Going out before the sun rises, seeing what the world looks like when everyone is still asleep. There's barely any cars everywhere. Especially during nighttime, during the winter or autumn, it feels almost magical, whimsical, but it's still a bit mysterious. But with that, that's when I fully decided that I should run for mayor. Number one, I have a good campaign slogan: "Make America Great Again." Now, that's not an idea that I made. That is an idea I picked up from being in the MAGA crowd. Because there is splinter groups from the MAGA crowd. There's Make America Healthy Again with RFK Jr., who, yes, I did have my opinions on, but I rather have him as an ally than an enemy. Because the old saying goes, with friends like Liz, who needs enemies? So it's good to have him on our side for now. Another thing that really got me into picking up trash every morning was what I found. I found stuff that would probably make your head spin. One time I found an entire roll of toilet paper. But it was more. It was scratched up like a tiger went to town on it like a chew toy, a scratching post. And I found many cans, aluminum cans. I found many Bud Light cans. I wonder why. Bush Light cans. I found glass ones too. One time I even found a milk jug, like a full blown milk jug, empty of course. But another thing I found was lots and lots of plastic wrapping. For example, if anyone here, well, yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm still talking about trash. I'm trying to further my movement, our movement, the Clean Up America movement, to say, yeah, that's true. Maybe I should be a garbage man, but I don't know. I just don't know. I like doing things by myself because, I do better when I'm doing something by myself. Hell, I started this entire thing by myself. I did all those videos by myself. I went out and collected all that trash by myself. I don't like micromanaging because I'm never up to somebody else's standards. Basically, when you do your own thing and people recognize that, then they like you. That's how it works, unfortunately. For example, if you work in a dead end job, 9 to 5, for like 10 years, for like a company that doesn't even care about you, no one will recognize you. You can't be the mayor only with by. No, I'm talking about for my own campaign. Obviously, when I'm mayor, I will have a staff. I will not be a king in royal armor. I will have a staff. But that's the thing. When you're running a campaign, as say a beginner like me, it's hard to trust people. Why? Because well, even the big shots can't have a perfect staff. For example, Trump's first cabinet, he thought he could trust them. Mm, he thought he could trust his VP. Did not work. What I want to do is that I want to work my way up by myself, basically like a self-made man, to show that if I can do it by myself, I will do it by myself, like my own campaigning. The thing is, with most politicians, they have a whole staff to campaign for them while they go off and I don't know, go to Delaware every weekend, for example. But what I would do, I'm only running for mayor for crying out loud. I'm not running for I don't know representative or senator. Those jobs do require a campaign staff, but I'm smart. I'm smart fry. I will happily admit I am smart fry. Why have an entire team of people? If I'm only gonna run for mayor for with a population, I mean, running mayor for a city that has a population less than 50,000. It's not like I'm running for mayor for like Bismarck or Minneapolis or San Francisco or Detroit, where there's hundreds of thousands of people. I'm doing small time, but I'm trying to explain where I started this entire thing. This entire thing started by just going out in the morning and picking up trash, and it has evolved to this. Yes, I know. I got lots of subscribers because of that, but recently they're going downhill. Turns out YouTube just hates me. Shocker there. But I will continue to do these videos. Here, just today, I went out and did another trash picking video. I'm going to release it later this week because, turns out if you upload the same thing over and over and over again without stop every single day, people get tired of it. I'm not making you wait for my content. But other than that, but that's not just my policies. Make America Clean Again. It's just a startup. If I am mayor, I have a good list of policies I will implement. Sorry, I have a speech impediment. How about this? I have a list of good ideas for policies I will enact if I am mayor. Okay, do you wish to hear them? I have a I think I remember some of them in my own noggin. Sure. Why is the four E's, anyways? Another thing is that I am not a defund the police politician. Mostly because I think defunding the police is a stupid idea. Because if you defund the police long enough, you will end up with people like Bonnie Fife. Andy, where's the if you've seen the Andy Griffin show, Bonnie is the deputy and he's a putz. Okay, that and there has been evidence proving that defunding the police is not a good idea. Like, remember that one cop that an acorn dropped on the car and he thought it was a gun, so then he unloaded. So then he unloaded like two magazines, not clips, into the suspect's car. Did I get him? Like, seriously, those people should not be cops. I mean, how can you think an acorn dropping from a tree onto your car? It sounds the same as a bloody Glock 17. I mean, I don't know if he had bad hearing, but still, those people should not be cops. People who are too inept, basically, people who are not right in the head should not be cops. Okay. That's not defunding the police, that's just picking the right people. I want to keep the right people in the police force, and I even have a better idea. If it comes to it, I would gladly take a pay cut out of my paycheck to fund the police. Basically, my personal idea is this. If, for example, the police budget isn't doing so well, I would gladly take out 75% of my monthly earnings and then give it to them personally for anything they need. New radios, new tires, new badges, anything. Leah Andrews says, "Wow, that's crazy." Yeah, because I'm the only politician that would say I'm willing to take a pay cut. Because if I'm mayor, I will have a good paycheck every single 2 weeks or so, enough to live off, not to the rich, but to live on. Then the rest I can simply save in a jar or something. And if there's a rainy day, I can donate that to the police force. It's simple. I think the only politician that did not get rich from becoming a politician was probably Trump. In 2017, when he took office, he was on $3 billion. By the end, in 2021, he was on 2.5 billion. He lost money. How much do you think you're gonna make? Enough to live, okay? That and that's only 2 years away. Well, almost 1 year because it's almost the end of the year. But by that time, Trump will still be in office. So by that time, the cost of living will go down. The price of food will go down. The price of gasoline will go down. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, by that time, I could live comfortably while only living off 25% of my monthly income, because it has been proven that when Trump was in the Oval Office, everything seemed less expensive, but we still had more money in the bank. It's simple. How much is that? I have no idea. I don't know what's the pay. I don't know what's the pay of being a mayor, but I know it's nothing like, say, being a representative, senator, governor. Like, maybe, I don't know, $23 an hour, which for me it's fine because I did the math. $23 per hour. If that's true, minus. No, I mean, sorry, I'm actually about how much is living comfortably. Well, some people say that at one point, I think Neebs Gaming said something in a podcast a long time ago about talking about money. But basically, they said people have said that $75,000 is when they are happy. Not a penny more, not a penny less. $75 is like a year is where they feel comfortable. Something like that. I'm less. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really care that much. I'm not trying to get rich right here. I'm trying to help my city. I'm trying to make sure that a radical Democrat doesn't take over, like that one mayor from Dalton, Illinois. I forgot her name. she's a Democrat, and I think let's just Google her for a second. Dalton Mayor, Illinois, and there's a whole list of things she did. Well, I know that. I'm just giving you an estimate of what people have said. They say about $75,000 yearly is the comfortable area. For example, if you may say $1 million a year, so you have more money, but more money, more problems. I'm talking about comfortability, not being rich, not being poor. Like for example, middle class, actual middle class, and not what Kamala Harris said, because clearly she was not raised in a middle class family. Her father was a professor, and I think they still made about a six-figure salary back then, so she was definitely above average in that field. Okay, I'm not expecting to make $75,000 yearly. No, I'm saying that is the comfortable levels. Like say you're not super rich, like in the millionaire club, but you're not say trying to work a 9 to 5 for say 6 days straight. So, do you think making 5 cents an hour would be living comfortably? Well, that's the thing. It's not just about the money. It's about what you spend on. For example, during the Trump years, say $1 could probably get you, I don't know, a burger at McDonald's. Nowadays, it would cost you $5 to get a burger about 7% smaller. So it's not just about how much you make; it's how much the thing you want costs. For example, if we still get the same amount of money today as we will in the Trump years somehow, but because of the cost of everything will go down, we could spend less but get more. That's why if I do become mayor, even if I only live out 25% of my monthly income, it wouldn't seem like that because everything else would cost less. Makes sense. Unlike now, where I say even if you have two jobs, you can't even afford a gallon of milk. And I know that from experience, okay? Not really experience, but I've seen the price of milk, seriously. Almost $6 for a gallon. Okay, John Holdman Lewis says, "Wouldn't it make sense to run for representative instead of mayor? Can do more." Yeah, I know, but I think I am not worthy of that. I just think I'm not worthy enough to be a representative, yet, because this state only has one person in the House of Representatives. Maybe a state representative, because every state has their own House and their own Senate. It's kind of like what we have in Congress. Only each state has their own mini Congress, and their governor is like their own president. I know how this works. But if I am to become representative one day for the state, I have to know the ropes. I have to understand what people want, how people act, and how I cannot screw up. I found your vids almost 3 weeks ago or so. I think you could be a representative would suit you more than me. Yes, I know, but I am humble about this. Maybe I could run for representative, but for God's sake, I don't have anywhere. I have no experience of being representative. I have no idea how to be a representative. That's why I want to start out small, work my way up, so then I have the wits and know-how to combat our friends on the other side of the aisle. Because when you're a male, there's not much heat on you, unless you're Eric Adams. But when you're a local mayor, there's not much heat on you because you're not in the news, or like you're not part of the mainstream media. You're not part of big laws, big legislation. As a representative, not only do you have to deal with the media, you have to deal with everyone in Congress as well, including your colleagues. And something like that, I don't think I am inept to do right now. That's why again, start out as mayor, see how I do. That's one thing. If, for example, I'm a good mayor, then I can run for a second term. If I'm a bad mayor, then clearly I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? How can I fix it? What do you mean? What the hell is that? What do you mean? My ranting or yeah, it's lunchtime. That noise. Oh yeah, that just the notifications on my phone. That way I don't miss any notifications. Well, yeah, I made it myself that notification. Why? Well, that way I won't miss any notifications. Mostly it's just some doodle and doodle weather. But back on my campaign thing. Another one of my policies is simple. But how do you plan to fund your campaign though? Well, it's simple. As mayor, I will have to fund it myself. Genuine question. Oh, well, simple. I actually had a few ideas. Number one, in-person donations. I don't want to do the go to my website and campaign. Go to my website and campaign. Go to my website and campaign. I'm not gonna do that because it seems too impersonal. Okay, it just seems too basically. Give me money now. No, I want to look them in the eyes and tell them I will not betray your trust. I will fulfill my promises, and if I don't, may God strike me dead. I want to actually tell them to their face I will not betray them because most politicians, like Bernie Sanders, when was the last time he actually talked to people? He always says, I want a gun. I want you for more money for my campaign. That's how he thinks. I saw your live video and she said, "Oh yeah, cans. You see, yeah, that's part of that's actually a part of way to fund my campaign. I have 500 old cans of Bud Light. It's part to send you. I don't know. I rather just do it myself. I am thankful that you want to donate to my campaign, but I really think I need to do it myself. I just want to do it myself because all the politicians they can't do it themselves. So they're basically like the figurehead. It's the campaign staff that really runs things. Okay, let's see. I John Hugh Munges says I have 500 old cans of Bud Light. It is possible. Yeah, maybe. No. Well, I don't think we're in the same state. Plus, again, I want to do it myself because what? Okay, I don't drink the trash anymore. Yeah, Bud Light sucks. I don't drink anything at all. Probably some Southern Comfort during the Christmas season. Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll send it to the View. They seem like they need the money right now. Oh yes, Whoopi Goldberg. Don't even get me started on Whoopi Goldberg. For example, I made a short video about Whoopi Goldberg and the fall beef movement. It blew up. It absolutely blew up. Okay, and I think that got me maybe 100 more subscribers. But I think that's what people want. They want me to be raunchy. They misses her. Let's see. Do you put the Southern Comfort in the eggnog, Hans? That stuff goes. Oh yeah, I put the Southern Comfort in the eggnog. Only during Christmas time. But eggnog, well, normally they stop selling it after January 6th because that's the end of Christmas. Officially, the end of Christmas is January 6th during the Epiphany. But a day after Christmas, every store stops selling it. I wonder why. It's almost like we don't have enough ingredients to constantly make it. It's almost like a bunch of egg processing facilities just blew up for no reason. But yes, but well, I have many things to talk about. I want to get back my subscribers because turns out it's just YouTube being YouTube. They did like 30 went up and 5. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how all these egg processing plants just blew up for some reason. How do they all just blow up? Explain that. And who was in control of them? Who was actually managing those things, huh? Michael Bay. But another thing I really want to talk about is one of you mentioned about cans, right? In a previous video. I made that yesterday because yesterday I went out and picked up more cans around my city so I can do a video to hopefully get more viewers. I know that seems like a jackass move just for some quick views, but I had to do something. That and it does go into to your question, how will I fund my campaign? I will fund it myself if necessary. I do appreciate in-cash donations from my fellow citizens, my fellow North Dakotans, but unfortunately, not everyone can do that. And now I could have a website or Patreon, but number one, that seems too impersonal, and number two, I'm just not good with that tech stuff. I don't know how to transfer money from listening to that thing to listening to that thing to listening to that thing. It just seems like a hassle. Let's see. Leah Andrews says, my uncle died in one of those explosions. Oh, well, that's not good. That sucks. Okay, DEI employees probably killed him. Yeah, DEI. Oh, don't even get me started on DEI. I had my experience with DEI in the past. All it does is destroy the company and fires any good employees for some hotshot college student that does know a pause and pat from a bow tie knot. God, I hate DEI. I see DEI employees probably yeah. Thanks, Mr. Huntley. The John Humangas says I see a lot of politicians shooting guns, making videos of and making videos of it. Hans, have you tried? Well, I do know one politician, Ranjan Hara. I know that's not his real name, but I know he did run for Congress about I think last year for. Yeah, I think it was last year he ran for district something something in El Paso against Tony Gonzalez, who is a rhino scum, and he failed. You win some, you lose some, but he was close to beating him. Yeah, AK guy, I love that man. I love the AK guy. I even showed him some of my videos on X, but I don't think he watched them. Mostly about those videos about me about all that stuff I bought at the gun show here. I bought old bullets and something that he would like. Never got a reply. Shit happens. Is that a fridge? Yeah, it's a mini fridge. I bought it myself a long time ago. And of course, I bought this some time ago too. This one aged well. Fridge store? Did you keep Nog in there? Yeah, I have some Nog. But mostly my mother just puts vegetables in here for later. She makes a good beef stew. Yeah, she puts a good portion of I think a bay leaf. Yeah, she put a bay leaf in there and it's pretty good damn stew. Yeah, Joe in the hole. Yeah, open the fridge. I want to see what you have in there. Okay, well I have something in here. Not much. We got creamer. I know it's the Walmart brand, but Walmart apparently they got rid of the DEI stuff, so that's good. Let's see what else. Fridge toffees. Do you keep Nod in there? Yeah, I have some. This is the last of it, I'm afraid. This is the last of the eggnog. Yeah, but unfortunately, this is the last of the eggnog I have. I've been saving it like a nice fine wine. And I got milk. I got some coffee in there, and I got some cabbage cheese. If anyone, if any of you know the reference to that, well, it's from I think that King of the Hill YouTuber, like that Skrill guy. He introduced me to cabbage cheese because any ice cream. No, I can't afford that. Have you seen the price of dairy right now? That milk. I mean, about 4 years ago, that half gallon was about 50 cents. Now it's almost $2. Do you see what I mean? It's so expensive nowadays. But yeah, during the election, I ate a lot of cabbage cheese. How much you pay for rent? More than I should. Yeah, we can thank Joe for that one. I mean, seriously. I went to the store and for like a half gallon of eggnog at Walmart was $8. $8 whole for a half gallon of eggnog. 4 years ago, that was $2.99. It quadrupled in price. Can you believe that? Well, kinda. You must live in a nice place. Well, I am a bachelor, but not by choice. I mean, modern women nowadays, like modern Gen Z women, it's all about the TikTok and the Instagrams and the Meta. They don't really care about personality anymore. All they care about is how many followers you have, how tall you are, and how much is in your bank account. Let alone what you can provide on your own. No, it's all about height, how much money you make, and what's your follower count. It's all about that. Okay, but Lord, it did like 4 times in price. Same with so many things. I saw. Yeah. Another thing I really don't like about this is probably how people keep on saying inflation. It was temporarily. This inflation it's just a blip and it'll go away. 4 years later, it's still here. No, yeah, 3 years later because they took office in 2021. So yeah, 3 years later, it's still here. And they say that but then they say inflation was a good thing. How the hell can inflation be a good thing? Some inflation, like 1.4, that's good, that's okay. They said it was only like 4.8. That's bullcrap. It's definitely around 23%. Okay, like no joke. I fully believe inflation. It's not around 4.8%. It's definitely around 23, maybe even 30%. So it is so disgusting to see what our nation has become. We're basically like Venezuela, only with somehow more crime. I'm gonna read the chat. Leah Andrew says you must live in a nice place. I saw that. Um, Leah Andrews says, "What's a TikTok? What TikTok is Eva Scum. It is owned by the CCP of China, the Chinese Communist Party. It's basically like Meta. It spies on you and collects your data. It's basically just like Meta." Okay, Leah Andrew says, you have a OnlyFans? Why? Just asking why. And John Humongous says, I had TikTok for a little while, mostly just be, because buffoons and insane people. Yeah. On last night, I saw a lot of crazy blue-haired fat bitches that's whining and complaining. Or maybe they were men. I don't know. Nowadays, it's hard to say, are they a man trying to be a woman, or are they a woman trying to be a man? They're just so ugly. And they're so unattractive. Because they're not really trans. They're just trying to pretend to be trans. Because blah, blah, blah. Social media posts, blah, blah, blah. You know how it is. Let's see. Because why not, hey? John Humanta says again, if we were to be a strong country, we need to remove TikTok. Well, I have my opinions on TikTok. Personally, I don't use it. I don't need to. I just don't need to. But another thing, Trump actually does use TikTok, and he said that if TikTok is banned, people would go to Meta. And Mark Zuckerberg, excuse me, is a jackass. And Leah Andrews says she makes money off virgins. Oh, you mean liberals? But because it's true. Remember the White Dudes for Harris campaign? I'm pretty sure none of them were straight. And I'm pretty sure everyone still had their cherry, if you know what I mean. Okay, not just virgins who live in their parents' basement. You know those types. Oh, you mean like incels, like people with neck beards, and they do nothing but watch TV all day and just bitch about Trump and blah 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 blah. Basically, just half of the Democrat Party. Okay. And then Humanity says they were all beta males. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they were all gay too. But not like the good days, the moderate days that just want to be left alone, like the new the new version of day. Basically, the type of day where you always have to expel of how much gay you are, like Pete Buttigieg. Every day he has to remind us of his sexuality. I don't care. Do your job, Pete. Do your job. But he won't. What's your body count? I'm not gonna say that. That's none of your business. That's personal. That, and I have not found the number one. This society is messed up. Like I said before, I'm 5'1". I mean, not 5'1". I'm not shorter than Fauci. I'm joking. I'm 5'11". Okay. If I was 1 inch taller, I would get some woman. I'm not gonna say the B word because of YouTube, but basically because of how our society is. Uh, John Humongous says, I kind of think Trump is falling off her old stuff again and making one cabinet pitch. Well, that's your opinion. I can respect that. But I do know it's better than the last one, better than the last group he had. I know there's some drama between Elon Musk, Vivid Ramaswamy against Laurie Loomer. I saw the thing on X, Laurie Loomer. I thought I have it right here. Something about how her X account was had her blue check mark taken off and all of her subscriptions cancelled because she was opposed to something to do with visas. Oh yes, it's something here. Something about Dole's Department of Government, Department of Government Efficiency with Vivid Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. Something about Laurie Loomer. I kind of think Trump is, no, I remember 2015, 2016. Yeah, I remember that too. I was just starting high school around 2016, like during the election. I was at a Catholic high school, but they had pop funding because of the last person stole all the money and then ran out to Vegas. So they were really eagerly clipped, but in other ways, I remember that year fondly. As soon as Trump won, my dad was screaming, "He won! He won! He won! We won the House! We won the Senate! We won the High House! We won! We won!" For like at 2 a.m. in the morning. And this time I did the opposite. I was the one saying, "We won the House! We won the Senate! And we won the White House!" It was like, it was reverse. Let's see. John Humongous says the H1B. See, I don't know what that is. They always, these news articles, they word it in a way where it's not really defined properly. Like they're being very vague about things, so you don't know, is it a good thing? Are they a bad thing? Should we be pissed? Should we be happy? Are they here? Are they over there? Are they an American issue? Are they a non-American issue? They just don't, like, they don't actually say what they mean to say. It's like beer predator oxygen. Okay, John Humongous says again, do you shoot guns or anything hobby-wise? Well, I believe in the Second Amendment, I believe a right to defend yourself against some bugler trying to stab you. But I don't really go to shoot because that many places to shoot at. You know, there's not much there's this. I mean, there's farmland here, open land, but permits and blah blah blah. There's not much gun ranges here for some reason. Like one I can go to because they're too far away, like in a different town. Okay, and the price of gas. Let's just say I would rather walk an entire day to go there rather than spend like $20 a gallon. I mean, seriously, the price of gasoline is insane, and I'm in a state that is known for their fuel. We're coal, but still, the price of fuel is insane. Okay, let's see. What hobbies do you do before I forgot to ask? Oh yeah, what hobbies? Well, when I was a teenager, I collected beer steins. I was in a big German phase back then, like before the pandemic. Before the pandemic, I was big on German stuff. World War One, World War Two, the music, the people, the history. I even found out that Prussia did not mean Russian and Polish people. They were a completely different thing. I did not know that until I learned about Prussia and about how the Wars of Independence against Napoleon in 1813, and that's where the Iron Cross was founded in 1813 during the Wars of Liberation. But other than that, I collected a lot of beer steins, like probably too much. Another thing I collected was Lego pieces. Why? I was bored. Another thing I really collected was those World War Two or World War One stuff. Like those videos I made about my unboxing stuff of old war stuff I have. The first one was when I had my desk over there. The one recently was when I had the camera facing downward and me unboxing all that beautiful, lovely ammunition. 7.62, and of course the other stuff from NATO guns. What kind of car do you drive? Well, I don't really. The thing is, I'm really more into vintage stuff. You know, like a vintage car. Why? Well, modern cars they suck. I mean, think about it. If if you have an old-fashioned car, like from the '90s or even from the '80s, it's going to last because if anything happens, see if anything breaks, you can just change it yourself. You can just change the part yourself. Nowadays, if one screw is loose, you gotta take it into the shop. You gotta wait for an hour. You have to I don't know to have a rental car. And heaven knows when you will get your car back. Why? Because of the motherboards. All this technology in trucks and cars nowadays, where if anything goes off, you have to take it to the dealership. You have to wait in line for like half your damn life, and then you have to get a lease on another car, and that car might not be the car you need. Say you drive a big truck like a goddamn man, but oh no, the motherboard keeps screwing up, so then you have to take it out, and then you get a Prius as your rental car. So you don't get so that's why I don't like modern cars. I really want a vintage car. God, I really want a vintage car. Modern cars, I mean, they're just so finicky and they're weak. I mean, one shopping cart bumps into it, it falls apart like Jenga. Have you ever noticed that? For example, older cars they were made out of metal. Nowadays, they're made out of tin foil and pipe cleaners. Why? Because they come from China. They're not made in America. They're made from China or Japan or Germany or from the cheese eating surrender monkeys, the French. American made cars, they're built to last. They are built like a tank. And that's why I want one of those. The modern cars we have nowadays, they're just so despicable. Yeah, I love vintage cars. That's why I did all those videos at the car show here in in Fargo, in West Fargo, like every, I think it was 3 to 4 times on the fourth Thursday from June to September. They do a car show where everyone brings out the old vintage cars for everyone to see. I did a few videos of that to advertise my city. That is one of the ways I can do my campaign by advertising my city, because North Dakota alone gets basically what, 6, 7 visitors. I want to promote my state. That's why I also went to Jamestown and did that video with me with the bison. I think I have that somewhere, and that's why I also did. I went out and did more videos doing food reviews to show off the restaurants we have. The Shack here in Old Broadway, it is fantastic. It is so best. They get a award every single year since probably the Obama era of best breakfast in town. Probably best breakfast in the entire state. Next time you're in Fargo, go to the Shack and tell them that I sent you, because their food is to die for. Wait, you look familiar. Yeah, I was on Fox News. Well, not in the studio. I was on Fox and Friends for like 5 seconds. I was the guy who said, "I believe Trump is the man for the job." Yeah, you saw me on Fox News. Yeah, I had walked all the way to the restaurant myself in the dead of night to be the first one there. I was the first one there, despite what the news says. I was the first one there. Everyone else, they were just waiting in the parking lot. I was the first one in line. That's different. Let's see. Yeah, I saw him on Fox News sometime back, says John Hughman. Leon Andrews says, "Oh yeah." John Human says, "I was drinking coffee, eating my ass, and saw him there." OMG, Fast and Friends. Yeah, I have the proof too. Hold up. I know I already showed this off, but there was a guy working for Doug Burglum, the Doug Burglum there, and I told him I was the first one there. Many people did back me up, saying, "Yeah, he was here about 3 a.m." And I got lists from him because Brian Kilmeade was the guy there doing the Fast and Friends thing, and I got the book to prove it. I haven't read it much yet because I already know so much about Teddy Roosevelt. Did you know that Teddy Roosevelt was shot when doing a campaign speech for his third term under the Bullet Moose Party? And he did an hour-and-a-half speech while bleeding. You are an internet legend, says Leah. I had my 15 seconds of fame. It died off a long time ago. But I did prove to the haters that I can be taken seriously. How many leftist trolls do you know were on the news and not because they were arrested? Don't wanna wait. Could have had this sign, but some of my friends on Discord saw it too, but they were in Montana. I think Hans is in North Dakota. Yeah, I am in the great state of North Dakota. Not saying South Dakota is a bad state. We have the same amount of people because we have 3 votes on the electoral map. I'm just saying I want to show that North Dakota isn't just hot winters, brutal winters. I want to show what it can offer. Many people forget. Yeah, some people. Yeah. I was on Fast and Friends. I heard North Dakota is overrun with illegal. No. They are not Mexicans. They are Venezuelans. Okay, Mexicans are good people. When I was back in Detroit, a few people at our church were Mexican, and they were good, fine, honest people, and they were legal. They were hardworking, brave Americans like you and I. The ones nowadays, they are not so good. Like the Venezuelans. the Tren de Agua. They are here in West Fargo, as I heard. They are here in West Fargo. Another reason why I'm running for mayor, to clean up the city in more ways than one. That's where the yeah, Vanity's too. Dino. I went to Vanity's too a few times. Hold up. I gotta put the book back. There's no need to feel down ourselves. Okay, let's see what's on chat. I heard North Dakota is the other one with the leaders crossing the border. Yeah. They Tren de Agua. The Vicious Dane. There's about 100 here where they said there were 100 here. I'm pretty sure there's more. Here in Old West Fargo. Jolly Old West Fargo, North Dakota. That's something to take in. Realizing that your sleepy city is actually infested with a dangerous Dane that could kill you at any moment. Okay, John Humantis said, yo, I went to Detroit once for car manufacturing work. I almost died and robbed. That was years ago. Oh, you only got robbed once? Huh, then you were the lucky one. I was living there up until like 2021 because I had to get the hell out of Dodge because things were becoming even more shittier somehow. Oh yeah, Merry Christmas. Well, Christmas is already over, but it's an end until January 6th. Let's see. You came from Detroit? Yep, I'm from Detroit. Well, to be honest, I was like a 30-minute drive away from Detroit, but I was close enough where I just smell the sewage and see the fires. I mean, seriously, Michigan is not that bad. It's just Wayne County alone. That's where it's all blue. It's weird how the rest of Michigan is solid red, but that one tiny county somehow speaks for the entire state. Because during the last election, Trump could have won Michigan, but because of some monkey business, he didn't. And unfortunately, I was living right next to that crap, and I did not live comfortably. That's why I moved to North Dakota to get away from that stuff and to make sure that it doesn't happen here. Because the number one thing that made Detroit go from automotive capital of the entire country to a freaking cesspool of crime and villainy worse than the canteen in Star Wars was one word: Democrats. Yeah, Dearborn Heights, Dearborn, yeah, I heard they were bad places. I heard they were bad. I had a few friends that lived in them, and well. I hope they're still alive. Let's see, I'm trying to read the chat as fast as I can. John Humantis also says, I hope you were stopped or something, man. That place was extremely dangerous. Oh, yeah, I was packing. Well, not really. My family was packing. I was not of age because, even if because there you have to be like 20 or something years old to own a gun. But 18 years old to have a rifle. And here's the thing about Misfit: even if you do have a gun, you need to have you need to have a whole lot of bureaucracy paperwork. Stamp here, stamp here, stamp here, stamp here, stamp here, stamp here, stamp here. Okay, we will see you in 3 months, and there you go. Here, you can just go to the store, buy a gun, come out, no problem. It's so easy here. Because that's another thing about my campaign. I'm against gun restriction. Why? It has proven to never work. Name one city or one state that has high gun restrictions that doesn't have high crime. Yeah, the Democrats do, but yeah, name one state or city that has high gun control laws but has no high crime. It's impossible. And as mayor, I promise I would never, ever, ever restrict somebody's right to the Second Amendment. Yes, Chicago is the worst. Detroit is just as bad. And Atlanta, New York, Cleveland, Minneapolis, San Diego, San Francisco, Portland. Yeah, all those places suck. Not the people don't. It's just the government. Yeah, so Chicago Falls, California is the worst and low to control. So yeah, Governor Newsom, Mister Greasy Hairball Hair. I mean, seriously, how the hell did he win his re-election? I have no idea. Yeah, California as a state, they say California is the most richest state in all of the country. Yeah, that's why they're like 10 billion in debt. I mean, people gave Arnold Schwarzenegger shit for what he did to the state, but at least they still had advertising. At least they still had an economy. Nowadays, you can basically remove all of California from the union and make it its own country, and it would still be somehow worse than Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela combined. Why? It's because of what they did to the state. California used to be a nice, clean state during the Reagan years. It used to be a nice state, like compared to now. It used to be a nice state. People actually wanted to live there, not move out. They wanted to live there. And that's what I think it's sad, really. I like your tie. Where did you get it? Says Leah Enzel. Yeah, I've had it for many years now. It's just one of those other ties where you don't have to tie it. You can just zip it up. Mostly because I was in a hurry. I was in a hurry, and I have other ties. I sold off that golden tie I got for Christmas. It's first fine. Can I have it? No. But anything else? What else do you think is going on? What else do you think? And now I should be talking about my policies, but I get sidetracked a lot. But then again, another one of my policies is to do with this Doge thing. Department of Government Efficiency, Doge. And one of my things is it's as simple as good by that application. You see, another thing I want to work on is getting rid of useless spending. Basically, some projects that should just be cut because they are redundant, and put that money into something that matters. Say back into the police force, back into infrastructure for the roads, or say try to help the homeless. Because Fargo, not my city, Fargo has a high problem with homeless. One way to negate that is to build affordable housing in areas where they can easily get a job. I think John Humongous says, I think Congress will just go into lockup against Doge. Will be a battle between Democrats, rhinos, Republicans, and yeah. I mean, the Democrats, they are just a bleeding gazelle at this point. There's no point in trying to fight with them. Mostly because they don't have much fight left. Even Kamala Harris said that she would certify the vote on January 6th. But then she also made the promises she was against fracking, then she was for fracking. So knowing her, that might be another flip flop. She's a worse flip flopper than John Kerry. Mister I want the Purple Hearts. And yes, I do watch Jib Jab. At least old Jib Jab, back when Jib Jab was actually good. But another thing, but back to my policies is that one thing John Humongous says, one thing I learned from 2015, 2016 onwards is that the swamp holds deep grudges and it is relentless. Yes, we try our best to drain it, but it's stupid. Which hunts against Trump, maybe that has been happening for about 10 years now. Hell, even before he ran, they were still trying to go after him. Remember the Vols Giordano thing? I do. But back to my campaign thing. Another thing is this mismanaging of funds. For example, projects that lead up to nothing. For example, those EV chargers. The government spent what, 6 billion, 9 billion, $10 billion, and all they got was 6 of them. One of them is in North Dakota. Only one. They spent how much money on that? And of course, that goes into what I have planned for my city. For example, I will not fund pet projects, funding my own projects for my own vanity. I will not do that. Unlike Dalton Mayer from Illinois, look her up. She's basically the opposite of me. She's bratty, she's insane, she's a Democrat, of course, and she's basically trying to be a queen. Now, what I would do is simple. I would cut funding for any projects that are redundant or that will lead to nothing. Say $10,000 for a project to build roads, but then only one stretch of it was fixed, while the other 99% were left in disarray. Or say something to do with funding CRT in schools. I would put a stopper to that. I would nip it in the bud. And another thing with education, I know somebody on it that's trying to do good in childhood education, like childhood development. A friend of mine. And apparently, one of the main reasons is because children need good guidance. She's trying to help with early childhood. I think it's ECG. No, yeah, something to do with early childhood development. And she is doing a good job at that. She's in college, and she's doing a hell of a job there, a good job there. And she's also working while going to college. Have you spoken on the divide between Musk and MAGA voters on the H-1B visa seats? Well, that's not part of my policies, but I will talk about it. Now, back to what I was saying. Oh, yes, my friend, she is going to college to want to become a teacher, because teachers nowadays, they are not teachers, they are propaganda pieces. And in fact, you might have heard about it on the news. A West Florida teacher or a principal was found with the cheese pizza. He was found with tons of cheese pizza. And those people I would immediately kick out of my city. I want educators. I want nurturers. I want people who actually want kids to learn something rather than just know something. For example, I want kids to learn about our founding fathers, how we built the Panama Canal, how we did trade business, how we actually fought against the British and won independence. And I don't want them to know about some bird in Africa. I don't want them to know about something going on 200 miles away in a country they don't even know. I want them to know the basics. I want them to know true American values. Like loving the flag, respecting your neighbor, not attacking people because they have a different political belief, actually knowing what these stars stand for, and the man who died to protect them, and the song, and I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. I want kids to be the future leaders, and one way is, well, education. I will not fund CRT. I will not allow any CRT propaganda in these schools. I want our future generation to actually have a future. Okay, I'm gonna read the chat now. You sound like she sounds like a great person. Yes, she's too good for me. She is too good for me. She tries to help me all the damn time, and I just take her for granted. That because I just feel weird at times. I just want to do things myself because I want to show that I can do things myself. And I'm worried if I try something too big for me, I might just blow it. Basically, a small fish, big pond, or big fish, small pond situation, where I don't want to get too big for my britches and then have an egg on my face because I jumped the shark too early. That's simple. I want to start out small, but I do appreciate her. One day I do want to meet her. She seems like a good person. She wants to help children, early education, early childhood development. Okay, what else? All I'm saying, like before, if AOC can run for representative or senate, you definitely can. But that's the difference between me and AOC. She has all the funding in the world. How else do you think she got elected the first time? Her brains. An earthworm is smarter than AOC. But she went the whole, I'm Latino, vote for me, vote for me. No, I'm Latino, vote for me, vote for me. She used the race card to get elected, like Omar. The only reason Omar, the one who married her brother, got elected was because of her skin color. That's it. Not her record, not her techniques, nothing to do with what her policies were. That's her skin color, and that was it. All you need now, all you need to get into the politics, the only thing you need to do to the Congress, if you're a Democrat, is wear a BLM pin, so support Ukraine, say how much you hate Trump, and then the next thing you know, you're a senator. That's insane. We need bright, educated people in Congress. One day, maybe I could be a representative, but not right now. I need a good team, which I will have if I become a mayor. Because when I become mayor, I will pick out the wheat from the chaff, pick the good from the bad. It's that simple. Hold up, I'm getting a notification from Adam Francisco. He is an okay friend of mine. I say okay because we have different opinions on pit bulls. He hates pit bulls, or at least thinks they're too dangerous. I love pit bulls because they're house hippos and velvet burritos. Let's see. Let's see. Most people are too lazy to work and go to school nowadays. Yeah, because most people back then a degree meant something. If you had an engineering degree, you were put in the factory to keep America up against the Russians, the communists. Nowadays, you can have 17 degrees, and the best you can do is work at McDonald's part time. That's asinine. We need that, and cost the money you need for college. Back then, if you worked a blue collar job, your wife was working, you had two sons, and one of them was going to college, you could pay for all of it on one income. Nowadays, you need 5 mortgages, a loan from your cousin Vinny or Vinny Trot. And yes, I do have. And you also need to have 2 part-time jobs along with your full-time job just to give them a book. Like seriously, I done my research. A book, for example, about I don't have one right here, but say you have a book that costs like $75,000, but in the library it costs 99 cents. That's why I never went to college. That, and because not only is too expensive, all they teach is rubbish. They teach you about the buds, they teach you about whales, but they teach you about anything about how to pay taxes, how to get a job, how to actually live as a human being. Nowadays, they talk about lesbian candleship making over in India. That's an actual thing. Lesbian candleship. I mean, candle making. And they have one in political science. Oh yes, political science. They think just because they have a degree over the matter, they are an expert in politics. That or they have an engineering degree, but they know nothing about how to change a light bulb. That because in my book, experience outranks everything. Experience always outranks everything. That's why I'm starting out small as mayor, so I can get the experience to one day become representative. Sir, I could run for representative. I could take all the bribes from all the big corporations. I could make bad alley deals. I could take money from the Democrats. I could take money from big tech. I could take money from big oil. I could take money from the military industrial complex and win the election. But I would be a shit representative. I would be so bad. I would be worse than Joe Biden. I don't want that. I want to learn from experience. I want to know what to do from experience. I want the good and the bad. Okay, that's the whole point of being a politician, is to get the experience to work your way up to then become president. Just so for the next 4 years your country doesn't end up going into the toilet. Hence why career politicians don't end up that long, because they stay there too long. At one point, it's either you don't have enough experience or you have too much experience. For example, you want to become a congressman, but you have no other experience. You would fail. But say you want to run for Senate, right? But you were in the House of Representatives for 40 years, like Nancy Pelosi. At that point, you're not gonna make much difference because you were in the system for too long. Then it's hopeless, because then you change. Like Feinstein, she was in the House for God knows how long. Chuck Schumer, Miss McConnell, they've been in the Senate for too long. I'm sure at one point they were good, trying to be the underdog, to take back their rightful place, to represent their people. But over the years they got old, they got grumpy, and they got first term. I would gladly run again. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read the chat. And most people are today. Why are your thoughts on Trump's plans for mass deportation of illegal immigrants? Well, if they are illegal, they shouldn't be here to begin with. If I am mayor, I would gladly work with state patrol. I would gladly work with the state government and the federal government to get rid of illegals. Something that most people are saying they won't do, like Elizabeth Warren or that governor or senator from Maryland saying that they won't comply with Trump's deportation mandate. That basically defined the federal government, and I thought define the government was a bad thing. Do as I say, but not as I do. But basically, for the deportation thing, I think it's only be for illegals that committed a crime. Like, for example, the Trendiago Green. They need to go. But say some family from Venezuela that actually wants to leave Venezuela and come into America and become Americans, then they're not illegals. They're immigrants. That's the difference between illegal immigrants and immigrants. Okay? The immigrants that come here legally, they get a visa or they get a green card until they can apply for citizenship. And then they never leave. But as for the visa thing, I have no opinion on that because I don't know what it really means. I know that Elon Musk and David Ramaswamy have something to do with it because Elon Musk came into this country because of a visa. And then David's parents, I think they got her via visa because he is still an American citizen, hence why he ran to become mayor. And Lori Luma, I have my opinions on her. I think she's just nothing bad, of course. I don't think she's a great goddess. I think she's a good news person. I think she delivers the facts as they are, facts and opinions. But as for the visa thing, I think that should be left up to the people in Congress and Trump and yada yada yada. I think visas can be a good thing for people who actually want to come here to work and then eventually stay here. For example, some illegals, they use the visa system to come here for 90 days, cause some trouble, but they can't go to court because, oh no, the visa's up. So then they go back to their hello country. They come in, cause trouble, and then they leave without any consequences. I am against that. If it's for if it's for immigrants that want to come here and become American citizens, I support them 100% of the way because that's the whole point of America, to take in the good and leave the bad. Amen. So let's see. I'm surprised she even lives through the light of day. Most women don't stick around. Oh, you mean my friend? Yeah, we're going through a rough patch because, well, you know how friendships can be. She wants me to get a job somewhere else because, well, I'm not gonna say she doesn't have faith in me. She has faith in my campaign. She just thinks I should try to fund it via that. I know it should be a good idea, but frankly, I'm not gonna work for a corporation that has DEI practices. DEI, that's another thing I hate. DEI, it should be sent for DIE, die, because that's what they do. They kill the industry. They kill the company because, like Watergate or OceanGate, they had a 50-year-old person in charge of the submarine, but then they replaced them for a college student that couldn't tell a porcelain part from a bowling knot. And then the thing, because they had no experience. But I should treat her better. I'm just waiting until Trump is back. When Trump is back, I will feel better because then I won't have to worry about taxes. I have to worry a lot about taxes, where those are going to, and what the hell is our current president doing. I get nervous. But when Trump is back in office, I won't have to worry that much. Couldn't the same be said for Trump eventually, though? What about what? What? I'm sorry. What did you say, John Humongous? About no. Yeah, John Humongous. Something about couldn't the same be said for Trump eventually, though? I'm sorry. I was ranting off. What was that for? Oh yeah, but here's the thing. Trump actually wasn't in politics for that long. Most people like Joe Biden, they were in DC for like 60 years. Trump was only in DC for 4 years. And he's only going to be in DC for another 4 years. So in total, he will only have like 8 years of experience. That's fine. I'm saying if say you've been in DC for 20, 30, 40 years, at that point you're gone. Even Tim Scott, that black guy who tried to run for president too, he was in the Senate for 10 years. I don't trust that because in 10 years he's been in the Senate. At that point, he's definitely part of the swamp. Basically, if you've been in the House of Representatives for 50 years, you're done. And if you were in the Senate for like 20 or 30 years and you stayed there and never once tried to become president or anything else higher than that, you're basically just done. Mentally shocked. You're basically just running for your seat uncontested over and over again. Basically, all of the ambition was drained out of you and was replaced with swampy glue. Now, e.g., Mitch McConnell. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. The only good thing I have to say about him was not allowing Obama to put Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court. That was the only good thing Turtleneck Mitch ever did for the GOP. Not allowing Merrick Garland on the Supreme Court. That was the only good thing. I'm also an hour and 30 minutes up, and I have to go shred some chicken. I'm gonna make chicken noodle soup because buying it is so expensive. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up soon. So just say whatever you want for the last few seconds. I'm going to end soon. So go ahead. Let's see what time it is. Oh, what industry do you work in? I used to work in grocery, but to be honest, my heart was just not in it. Paper, plastic. Do you want change this, change that? Paper, plastic, paper. It was killing me. That hopeless job that makes you feel emotionless. Basically, I think most people can identify with this. Working the same job over and over, then a typical 9 to 5, and over time you just lose the passion. You lose what makes you you. So I decided to go into politics because I feel alive in politics. I think I can thrive in politics, and I have been, despite what YouTube has done to my subscriber counts. My family is nothing important. Okay, Hunter Biden, he is a nepo baby. He has done nothing his entire life, yet he gets all his money and fame and glory only because of his father. That's the difference. My father, he's not a high-ranking politician. He's not in high rank in the government. He had a simple, humble job. Same with my mother. They have simple, humble jobs for humble people, kinda. I didn't hear you. Basically, I'm saying I'm not a nepo baby because to be a nepo baby, your parents, your mother or your father would hire you to be rich and famous. And again, like Hunter Biden, he does nothing, yet he gets all his fame and glory and money, and only because of his father. But that's different for Trump and his family. You see, what? When will you do another live stream like this? Probably whenever I had chance. I'm still trying to fix the whole live stream thing. I like these over videos. Yeah, well, it's a better way to communicate to you, the people, just so you know who I am, what I stand for, and how I act. I am not a typical politician. I'm not monotone. I'm not speaking like Miss Batana, very mumbly, very grumbly, and stuff like that. I speak from the heart with passion. You are very considerate. I try to be, but politics can eat you up inside. That's why I'm trying to stay away from Congress as long as possible until it is my time to shine. Yeah, cute to be honest. Well, thank you, Maria. But as for that, I will continue to make America clean. I will continue to keep America clean, and I will continue to try to clean it up in any way I can, by myself if necessary. And as a final note, if I have to, I will fund my own campaign by myself. I will not take any back alley deals. I would gladly work my ass off 24/7 to fund my campaign than ever consider ending up like Nikki Haley. Thank you very much, and God bless America, and God bless you, America, and God bless you, every single American. God bless you. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.